Hello and welcome to another modded and constructed video series here on MTGCardmarket.com. This time we finally gonna hop into a competitive league with the Spirits deck that I wrote about a while ago. You can find the link to the article above the video if you want to check it out. I'll go over the deck again real quick. Couple things that I changed since the article where, among others, I added 4 favorable wins to try them after a friend of mine, Malcolm Kim, suggested them in the comments. I completely forgot this card exists, and it's a potentially a really great addition for the deck, giving you the extra lords that the deck might have been missing compared to Merfolk, for example, because it only has Captain and Image to copy Captain once you have Captain. Now you have 8 lords and 4 images to copy the better of the 2 lords. I cut down to 2 Dungeon Geists in the main deck. I still want to try 2 because I think the card has enough good applications in the format, especially given how well you can protect it, that it should be pretty good. There's enough creatures in the format for it to have a lot of potential, but I get that it's kind of slow and clunky, which is why I cut 2 to make room for favorable wins. Currently running 20 lands and 4 Ether Vial, which probably should be fine given how Merfolk also runs 20 lands and 4 Master of Waves. Might be that the deck wants the 21st land again, which I also cut to make room for favorable wins. But for now I think I want to leave it as is. I cut the 3rd Cavern of Souls for Moorland Haunt for now, just because I want to try it out and see how good it is, because it has a lot of potential and just got better with the addition of 4 favorable wins. I still have the 3 Selfless Spirits, 3 Rattlechain split, because they do similar things in different situations, and Rattlechains gets a lot better when we don't have Ether Vial, because it still allows us to flash in our Drogskull Captain end of turn, for example, to set up a Phantasmal Image in our turn, or simply to use it as a counterspell, giving hexproof to one of our creatures, countering a removal spell. The rest is pretty self-explanatory, and all 4 that I already had in the article and were explained in the article, and it's just the best cards in the deck, basically. Spell Queller, Pass, Lingering Souls, Bender, Image, and Drogskull Captain. The mana base might also not be perfect yet, but it has pretty good numbers on the colors that we need, and is a good base to work from. And also try to keep it as painless as possible. Adding as many Seachrome costs as I could, since the deck is basically blue-white and just wants the black splash for Lingering Souls. The sideboard is pretty straightforward. 2 Disenchant against Affinity, Infect, and various random things. 2 Kataki against Affinity. I kind of like Kataki here over other options, simply because it's a spirit, so it can be protected with Rattlechains and especially Drogskull Captain, which is nice. But I have to see if it does enough, if it lives to be better than, say, Stony Silence, for example. But I think it should be a good card, although Stony Silence has the upside of affecting other decks like Tron and some fringe combo decks, so it's not set in stone, but it's too nice of a fit that it's a spirit to not at least give it a try. To Rest in Peace, mainly against Dredge, but comes in handy against other decks here and there, like Living End might also be good enough to bring in against Chunt, for example. Some cheap counter magic against spell heavy decks, control and combo type decks. More Dungeon Geist for creature matchups like company decks and other fair decks. Another anti Dredge card, but also nice against company decks. And 2 Spellskite against Burn, Infect, Bogus, and various other decks. Just a solid card. Also decent against Affinity if you want to bring it in. Alright. That's it. Let's jump into the games. See you in a moment.